What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? It's me again. I'm back. This is the big one. It's time for Schmoedown Collision. I still have a bunch of matches I've missed and haven't watched yet, but I don't care because Collision, the big one, the big main event. I'm ready. I've got my pizza ready for the Star Wars Championship. I will be participating myself, as you can see, representing the quirky mercs, but also swag is always in my heart. Full disclosure, I think Kelly's gonna win this. I think Laura Kelly's gonna take the Star Wars Championship belt from Dimolanta. I hope I'm wrong, because I hate to root against Laura because I love Laura, but I'm a Quirky Mercs fan through and through, and the Quirky Mercs really need the 8 points for the title defense with the way they've been playing lately. But yeah, I'm just rooting for my faction, but never forget, I'm hungry. That's all I can say for now. I'm watching this on the live thing, but if you don't look for me in the live chat because I'm watching it on a delay. I had some business to take care of prior to Collision starting, so I'm watching the live thing on a delay. From what I'm seeing, the Inner Geekdom match between Amaru Moses and Sol has already begun, but I won't be seeing that one right now because I'm watching the Star Wars one first. So, yeah. Collision! Here we go, and hopefully the good guys win, I suppose. Anyways, let's go!
Hey everyone, I'm Jen Sturger, and welcome to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Collision. We are here in studio, in person, all together again, and I cannot tell you how amazing this feels. We've missed you guys so much. Today's event's going to be a little bit different. You know, we're going to do a little bit of a hybrid event for you because let's face it, we're not completely abandoning the digital side of this thing. So today, you're going to see 2 digital matches as well as 2 here in studio. We have 2 titles on the line and 4 amazing matches planned for you guys. So I guess the only question left to ask is, are you ready to Schmoedown? Did I do that right, guys? Darn it!
Shopsy has to ask if she did it right, not if we're ready.
Thank you, Jen Sturger, and yes, the collision has begun. The Schmoedown Collision, it is back, it is here, and it is ready to go. What a hybrid event we have today. Starting out with a big digital match. Mark Ellis, this is the Star Wars Championship. This is the 2 best competitors in the Star Wars division at the moment, and it is also a massive rematch between the challenger, Laura Lights Out Kelly, and the reigning Movie Trivia Schmoedown Star Wars champion with 1 defense on his belt already. That is Andrew the Hunter Dimolanta.
You said it, Christian. 2 competitors, 5 rounds of trivia, and do some quick math, a lot of Star Wars questions from a galaxy far, far away, but here in front of your naked, steaming eyeballs to kick off this collision. It is the Hunter season so far, but Laura Kelly looking to turn the lights out on him and get her own belt in the world of Star Wars. What a massive match we're kicking off with, partner.
It really is, and when you go back and just look at the journey of both of these competitors, they both debuted at Star Wars Celebration inside of the same match. Dimolanta was somewhat known because he was one of the first patrons to come out and do an audition, and it was announced he was going to be there. Laura Kelly was pretty much picked out of obscurity, and they're like, well, who's this? Well, she does a Star Wars podcast. Is she any good? Boy, was she. She was so good that she showed up at the Star Wars title match that day and got a big standing ovation from the crowd when she showed up. She was shocked by it, and she got a shot at Alex Damon at the time, and the way she did it, she defeated Andrew Dimolanta in order to do it. It was with a 5-pointer. He just missed one from the Clone Wars. He's changed dramatically as a competitor. She has changed dramatically as a competitor. Managers have come and gone inside of both of these competitors, and now Dimolanta with Koichi Andrew working very, very well. And it looks like Laura Kelly and Winston Marshall are on the same page. So this is a very interesting dynamic. And even though they have competed against each other before, it's a very different circumstance.
It was a little bit of an asteroid field for Team Swag to maneuver early on in this season, but as Han Solo said, never tell me the odds. They're through it. They're out of that creature that tried to eat them that time, and they're chilling in Cloud City. Andrew DeMolanta, Laura Kelly, one tends more towards the Jedi, one leans towards the Sith, one laser focus and has a championship belt to show for it. The other enjoys a nice champagne after any of her many victories, and we're going to see a huge win today, Christian, not just in terms of the competitor and the pride in the belt, but also in terms of faction standings. There's a lot of points on the line today.
Yeah.
Well, Swag needs it desperately. They know it. Winston Marshall knows it. He's a bit of a struggle this year. They're in trouble. They need big 7 points here. This would be massive should they do it today. Plus the fact that Laura Kelly would become the first woman to ever win the Star Wars championship should she win here today. So those big 7 points. Now flip it over to the Mercs. The Mercs are playing for a lot of points. They've got these 8 points on the line because of the defense. He already defended against Alex Damon. No one thought he would be able to beat Damon. He did that. No one thought he'd be able to defend against Damon. He did that. So he has an opportunity to get 8 big points here, and the Mercs could get a total of 8 points in this one. They could get 4 if Kevin Smith can do it, and they can pick up another 8 if Shazam beats Corruption tonight. So the Mercs are all in tonight,
and if they get all 20 of them, they're unbeatable for the rest of the season.
So many points, so many personalities, and to go back to where it all started, we're going to need a flux capacitor and some gigawatts, or at least a really cool promo.
Different franchise, but I love the reference.
Andrew DeMolanta, who was a patron. Laura Kelly, who I found on Twitter.
Somebody's got to take down Damon. It may not be me, it may not be Andrew, but it's got to be somebody, and I'm excited to try. Hopefully we're the first of the new generation of Star Wars competitors, first of many.
Yeah, sure as hell were. And what a glorious time it is to be a fan of the Star Wars Schmoedown division.
How do you prepare for Alex Damon?
Oh, you don't. You just prepare yourself for slaughter. But you try really hard.
I still got Damon winning this one because I just don't think her competence is there yet. Oh, I'm going to get annihilated. You can't go in like that against a champion like that.
100% people tell you the other player's beating you, and you can beat them. I'm going with her. I love an underdog.
Sean did well earlier this year, but I think that Laura Kelly's a monster.
I think this is the start of something new today. I see this as sort of the first stop on a tour on my road to revenge.
Watching the way that she communicates with Shannon, she might have gone to the dark side. She scares the hell out of me, but it fits. This is one of the biggest upsets in Schmoedown history, one of the biggest upsets in tournament history.
He played a good game. He went perfect. I'm glad that I forced his hand in that matter.
Next season, you two will play each other in a #1 contender match.
What is this?
What's wrong, Andrew? Are you not ready to face me again? There is nothing I want more in this life than to see Alex Damon lose. So I very much am looking forward to whoever gets to him. And if it's not this year, then maybe it'll be me next year. So I'm looking forward to it either way.
Like I said, we haven't seen someone that can even come close to him at this point.
No one's ever going to beat Damon, ever.
The first person to ever defeat the Demon one-on-one, 51-50. Alex Damon defended the title 4 times in his span of the 3-year run. DeMolanta wants to do it this year. Beat Alex Damon once is some kind of feat. To do it twice, DeMolanta does it. He retains the title and now has an opportunity to avenge his loss against Lights Out Laura Kelly at Collision.
I'm not a fake champion. I am the champion. I'm the guy that you have to beat now.
I'm tired of your story. It's over. It's time to move on to a real protagonist. And yeah, she's dabbled a little bit with the dark side, but that's what makes her so much more dangerous.
Well, here we are again. Does it smell like 2019 in here to anyone else? Or is that just the smell of Andrew DeMolanta's tears?
Now, Laura, the last time we faced off, it came down to me missing my 5 and you going on to face Alex for the title.
The thing is, about Spectacular 4, when I had to play against Alex, I was not even remotely ready. I'm a totally different player now. I'm so much more prepared for something like this. I really do think that I can do it, especially where I am now as a player.
Because I'm 10 times the player that I was the last time Andrew stumbled.
Twice the pride, double the fall.
To Laura Kelly. True power comes from balance, and that's what she has.
Did you end up just watching the Clone Wars on repeat every day since October?
The day I get my revenge for that loss. But I'm not going to say that. Even though I did technically just said it, and Nerd Corner could probably edit that to make it sound like I wanted to say it.
Andrew, the Hunter, Demolanta, the keys to this beauty right here are yours. Hope you're ready to see what a real Star Wars champion can do.
It's time to go hunt. We've both come so far since our debut in Chicago. But Laura, if you want the title, you better be ready for a 51-50 situation, because I have no plans on sending this belt anywhere.
You're gonna be mailing that thing to me. And that nice clean imprint that belt is on that dusty shelf of yours is going to be the only memory you have left of the time you spent as the shortest reigning champion in this division. Enjoy it while it lasts, because it's lights out time.
Nice.
And that should get you hyped up. That should get you all worked up, because there's a lot of history between these two. Laura Kelly has a victory over the champion. You have to have confidence going into that. However, Demolanta is also coming off of 2 victories back-to-back over the unbeatable Alex Damon. So you've got to have a lot of confidence there. And let's also not take away that Laura Kelly debuted in the first match of the season against Molly Damon and played perfect. She looked absolutely unstoppable. So these 2 titans of the Star Wars division are about to battle, and you know how it goes in the Star Wars division. You look at a match like Burkett and Gold Leader. Burkett went perfect, but he went to multiple choice once and he lost. Like, that's the kind of stuff you're dealing with in the Star Wars division. You can't mess up a letter. You can't mess up anything inside of it, because if you do, your opponent can pounce.
It's a razor-thin margin of error and of victory. And you and I, we're just treading water as Star Wars fans asking these questions. You ready to get going here, partner?
I'm ready to get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia
for the Star Wars Trivia Championship of the World. Introducing first, representing Swag, with a record of 3 wins, 3 defeats, the challenger, Laura Laura Lights Out Kelly. She is the challenger. She is here. And Laura, as I mentioned coming into this, you do have a victory over Demolanta. Do you hold a bit of a mental advantage going into this match?
You know, that feels good. Just hearing you say it, it's just, it's just a beautiful sound, really. But no, I don't think it's any kind of advantage. I think Andrew's a way different player than he was last year, and I think that I'm also a different player, so I think this is going to be a whole new game. I'm barely thinking about that last game that we played in the studio. It was definitely something. I don't think that the 5-pointer is going to take him out this time, but we'll see.
You know, Laura, we've seen you compete fairly recently, and you were answering questions like your Bullseye and Womp Rats and your T-16 back home, but at that time, it seemed like your standing with Swag, or maybe Swag standing with you, was a little precarious. Feels like we're on solid ground now. Does that give you an advantage going into this match as opposed to the last time we saw you compete?
I don't know if it's an advantage. It feels good. Last time it felt good. It was just, it's always kind of fun just to get my anger on with this. So I had a lot of fun getting to be, sort of snippy with Winston, and I think he appreciated it, and then, sort of taught me a lesson. So I think that we're certainly on the same page now, but in terms of how I'm approaching the game, nothing's changed. It's all the same for me.
Well, we've definitely seen that, and I know that you've been saying no comment to this question that's been asked, but I have to try to ask anyway. There seems to be a relationship that is formed with you and our president, Grace Hancock. Anything that she said to you before this match, anything in general that you'd want to share?
No comment.
Grace has always been supportive, but I don't think that I need to elaborate beyond that.
Fair enough. Well, good luck to you today. Laura Kelly, the challenger. She is ready, and she will be facing the champion in just a moment. And
Your opponent.
representing the Quirky Mercs with a record of 4 wins, 3 defeats. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed movie trivia Schmoedown Star Wars champion of the world, Andrew the Hunter Demolanta. Andrew, smile on the face, as there should be. What a year it has already been for you. Not only winning the championship against Alex Damon, defending the championship convincingly in your last match, now knowing in a short span of time that you're going for your second title defense against the competitor who beat you just a couple seasons ago. How much does that mean to you going into tonight's match?
It means a lot if I can get a victory over somebody that's defeated me, but that's not the focus of today. The focus of today is answering questions and keeping the belt. So would it be nice to get a win today over somebody like that? Absolutely, but that's not – the revenge is not something that's on my mind.
You were very impressive in your initial win of that belt from Alex Damon, but I think a lot of people are talking about how you were able to defend it, and staying on top of the mountain is arguably just as, if not more difficult than it is getting there. So how do you stay on top again? What's the conversations between you and your manager, Corey Jandreau, been like?
Relax. Like every match ever since I've gotten onto the market, just relax, have fun. You know what you know. Things outside of those factors aren't going to make things fall out of your head. So just relax, have fun with it, and keep studying the way you've been studying, because that's all you can do.
Well, we also, this is something that you can answer later on down the line, obviously, but it doesn't get any easier should you defend here today. This is a question for both Laura Kelly and yourself. Thomas Harper already winning that tournament. So is it a lot different now in Star Wars Division than it was a little while ago, knowing that you always have to stay fresh and knowing that even if you should win here today, you've got another challenge right around the corner?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, the biggest difference is competing so much. I mean, even the season that me and Laura came in, it was like you compete once, maybe, and then you go for the title. That's all you see. But it's been with the last tournament last year, it was like, okay, we compete so often. I feel like I don't have time to relax ever this season, because it's like, all right, you got past one opponent, then you got to turn around in another month and defend it again. So yes and no, but I welcome it. It's always fun to compete in this digital sport that we love so much.
All right, well, thank you, and we will look forward to it in just a moment. Here we go. All right, Mark, our competitors have entered the virtual battlefield. Give us the rules around number one.
Just about everything I've ever learned in my life has fallen out of my head, except for the rules of the Schmoedown. And in round number one, this is Star Wars, so there's 10 questions from 10 different corners of the Schmoedown galaxy. Each question's worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing. At least there isn't in round number one. We'll ask the question. You have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever writing surface you prefer. Once we ask you by name or nickname, please show what you wrote to your camera. At the same time, you verbalize your attempt into the microphone. I'll remind each competitor, this is a 5-round match. You still have your 3 usages of the JTE rule. That's your repeat. Not sure you heard a question right. You want to buy yourself another 15 seconds to summon that correct answer. Use your repeat. You also each have one challenge you may utilize at any point throughout the 5-round match. We'll bring in your manager. They'll deliberate, they'll delineate, they'll confirm, they'll ratify if said challenge is taking place. Christian, it's focus time once again. And it's the Star Wars division, and I think that's where we see the most focus.
Absolutely, Mark. You have to be, as we said, every single letter, every single word counts, and they have to be locked in. All right, so we ask the champion, are you ready?
Yes.
Challenger, are you ready?
Are you ready, Christian?
I am. And then let's get ready to Schmoedown! Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 5 rounds for the Star Wars Championship. Question number 1. Here we go. Revenge of the Sith. What species of alien is the administrator Tion Medon, Medon, who was introduced in the film?
And Mark Ellis is out.
As you see, we have to spell things because because instead of them correcting us, we could spell it. Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Andrew.
I have no idea.
Powen?
Powen?
Yes. And
Wow!
He's a Powen.
yes. All right. So
was a guess.
they both get that one correct, and now we go to the next one.
We progress to heroes and villains. The question, which Imperial officer said, "We don't need that scum," when the bounty hunters arrived in The Empire Strikes Back?
Bounty hunters. We don't need
Best
their
Star
scum.
Wars movie ever created.
We don't need that scum, something that Christian and I hear every time we enter a comedy club.
Yep. 5,
And they're right.
4, or Denny's. 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please. And now we start with Laura Kelly.
Is it Admiral
That
Piet?
would be Piet.
It would be. And Andrew.
Oh, you just needed the name. You didn't need
Yes.
the
All right.
title. Okay.
Question number 3.
So it was Piet. I wasn't
From
sure.
The Rise of Skywalker. Which Star Wars legend has a brief cameo as Oma Tress, a bartender in the Spice Runner's Den?
The Rise of Skywalker.
You know what I miss? I miss Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, getting it back
Me
next
too.
Getting it back next year, special.
My ticket's transferred.
Oh, good. 5,
Ooh.
4, 3,
Oh, wow.
2,
I have no idea. I
1.
need to watch that movie
Hands
again
down.
sometime.
Hands up, please. And we start with Andrew.
John Williams.
Yes, Laura.
Really?
Yes, it was John Williams.
Oh, I like the little music.
I
in
hadn't
there.
even considered that.
Can't give an extra point, but in my mind, you get one. All right, here is the next question mark. It's question 4.
The Christian Harloff Mind Championship, something nobody wants to win. Trust me on that.
Nope.
Planets and locations is the next category. Your question for a point. What is the home world of the character Kiadi Mundi?
Well done.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the answer is not Los Angeles, but if we were asking about Nick Mundy, possibly.
He might have moved too, didn't he?
I think
And
I
5.
got it,
They
but
wanna
I'm
give
not
away
100%
location.
sure.
There.
That's
3,
the full. That's what it's called.
2, 1. All right, pens down, hands up, please, and we're going to start with Laura Kelly.
Syrian?
Syria?
Yes,
Syria.
and Andrew.
Okay.
Syria?
Okay,
Yes.
Syria.
All right, so
I
there
said
you go.
Syrian.
And
Which I believe
Syria
is the
is
name of the
correct.
species, but-
And here is
Okay.
the next question. This is question 5. Question 5. Who said it? Who said it? Which villain said, "We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close to providing peace and security for the galaxy"?
You know, this is how much we struggle in a franchise that we love. Can you imagine a Star Trek Schmoedown?
5, no. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Hands up, please. And we start with Andrew DiMolanta.
Armitage
Orson
Hawks?
Krennic.
Yes. Laura.
Oh, Krennic!
Orson Krennic.
Right.
Tie game 5-5 as we get to question 6.
Evil guy named after a pig. Your next question is in the world of mixed bag. Could be anything, but chances are it's related to Star Wars. Here it is. Revenge of the Sith only received 1 Oscar nomination. In what category?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's going back to the ceremony. I wonder who hosted the Oscars that year.
Was it you?
Might have been Steve Martin.
5, 4, 3,
Ellen?
2, 1. Pens down. Hands up, please. And we start with Laura Kelly.
Best
believe it was
original
makeup?
score?
That is correct. And
Okay.
Andrew.
Does it sound?
All right, so Laura Kelly
Oh.
strikes first blood there. It is 6-5. 6-5. As we
That's how
get
it
to
goes.
our next question. And here we go. This is question 7. The Phantom Menace. When Anakin meets Padme in Watto's shop on Tatooine, he says that he thinks he has lived there since he was how old?
All right, so you're driving, car breaks down. You taking it to Watto's shop?
Yeah, I would. I think he'd get it. He'd get it. He'd probably rip me off a little bit more. 5, 4, but he'd get it done. 3, 2, One. Pens down. Hands up, please. And we start with Andrew DiMolante.
3 years old.
That's very good. That's terrible. And Laura Kelly.
Since he was 3, I think.
Yes, you're right. So here we go.
She asked my wife for her water impression.
7-6. She'll get her chance. 7-6. 7-6. All right, so Laura Kelly up by 1. Champion gets that one right. Here is the next question. Mark, question 8.
That's right. It's in the category. Vehicles, weapons, and technologies. Can't hit that level of the diaphragm anymore. Vehicles, weapons, and technology is the category. And for a point, what is the color of the lightsaber used by Jedi Master Aegon Kolar during the Battle of Geonosis in Attack of the Clones? I have not heard.
I believe you talked about this guy a while back ago in the show that I did with the Gold Leader.
5.
We talked about all of the Jedi from
3,
the Clone Wars era.
2,
I believe
1.
I got
Hands
this
down,
one correct.
hands up. We start with Laura Kelly.
Was it the green?
And it's incorrect. And Andrew.
Oh, also said blue.
Wait a minute.
Blue in Revenge of the Sith. He has a different color in Attack of the Clones.
That's right, he does.
Green.
Colors.
Green is the color.
All right.
I got a question they both missed! I love
Laura
it!
Kelly,
This is
still
why
up by
doing a
1,
show
they
with
both
Gold
missed, but
Leader
no perfect rounds
really
in
helps
this one, and here is
Star Wars
the next
knowledge
question.
and
This
stuff.
is Return of the Jedi. What species is Salacious B. Crumb?
I don't know if he came up
I'm
in that,
convinced
in that show.
they know every answer. They just miss some occasionally to make us feel less
Feel a
bad
little
about
better.
ourselves.
True. Yep. And that one I might have guessed wrong anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Hands up, please. And we start with Andrew.
It's a Kowakian
Monkey Lizard.
Yes. And Laura.
Kowakian Monkey Lizard.
All right, look at that. So it's 8.
What are we asking here?
I know it's
What are
8. It's 8-7. So there are no perfect rounds. However, Laura Kelly is up by 1 over the champion, and we have our last question here. This is question 10.
It's in the category of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The opening scene in which we meet Jyn Erso as a young girl takes place how many years before the main events of the film? And I have a Kowakian monkey lizard about 30 pounds heavy snoring right over yonder.
I didn't know JT was visiting.
Christian George.
I'm just kidding.
Christian George.
Sorry. 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
First one.
All right, it is the Rogue One, a Star Wars story category. The opening scene in which we meet Jyn Erso as a young girl takes place how many years before the main events of the film?
Monty using 1 JT. And here is the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Hands up, please. And we start with Laura Kelly.
13
years.
That is incorrect. And Andrew.
10 years.
Also incorrect.
Looking for 15 years
God!
before the main events of the film.
I was so close. I was off
15.
by
All
1
right,
year.
so we are. Now, that is the end of round number 1. So, Laura.
Can I challenge? Is it too late to challenge?
No,
It
you
is
can
not.
challenge. You can still challenge.
I think Jyn says it's 15 years at some point in the movie, but it's actually only 13. It was it was a rounding number. So if you look at like when she was born and how old she's supposed to be in that scene.
So we start with Laura Kelly. Laura Kelly has presented her argument. Winston, anything you want to say inside of that argument?
I mean, I was gonna do a Watto bit, but this is serious. So, I trust you on that. And as far as I know that there is a lot of that stuff in the beginning of the film that's kind of messed around with. So I feel like that is a pretty solid challenge. How sure of that do you feel that you want to push this, just in case we need that challenge later?
I'm pretty sure like Lyra died 13 years before the Battle of Yavin, and I'm pretty sure that's. I'm fairly certain it's 13.
Okay, I'm here for it then. Coy looks like he wants to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, Coy knows. So that's the challenge. So Coy, your counter?
My counter is just going to ask Andrew if he knows of an indiscrepancy and whether or not that.
Well,
is
numbers are weird with ages and stuff, especially between things, because some information says something and others say the other. So it depends on what you're asking. And this is one of those situations where it's like, It could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 13. So it's just one of those things.
So in regards to that, I would like us to look at the phrasing of the question, the specificity of the question versus the year. That's all I ask.
That's fair. All right, so the arguments have been presented. Thank you to both the champion and challenger, sincerely from my heart, from the way that you guys both presented it. Thank you. Very classy on both accounts. So we are going.
You're welcome, Chris.
The day is young. I don't even know. That character's voice is
the day is young. You sound like a character. No, you sound like a Princess Bride character. All right, we're going to the challenge. We'll be right back.
Have fun storming the castle.
And we're back, and we have the ruling of the question. And so the particular question that was challenged was the answer to the query. In the opening scene of Rogue One, we meet Jyn as a young girl. It takes place how many years before the main events of the film? According to Wikipedia, the answer is, as we said, 15 years. However, according to fandom/Wikipedia, yes, Wikipedia, it's a real thing, kids, look it up. It does say 13 years later. And so by letter of the law, we do have to accept either 13 or 15 years as an answer. Therefore, the challenge is upheld, and the point will be awarded to Lights Out Laura Kelly.
All right, so with that, Laura Kelly does get
Clever
the point there,
maneuvering.
finds herself with a 2-point lead going into
I
round
was
number 2.
hungry.
So the
I
score
finished
at the
the entire
moment,
pizza.
Laura Kelly 9, Andrew DiMolanta 7. As we get into round number 2, it is the wheel round. Mark, how does it go?
It's the wheel of fate, doom, and justice. The wheel is way far, far away, and so you're just going to spin it virtually with your Jedi or Sith powers. Once you do settle on a category, 5 questions from that particular realm of Star Wars, Schmoedown know-how will emerge. Each question's worth 2 points. There is no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing, yep, it's available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We're nice fellas. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we're pretty sure, we hope, is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question does drop down to 1. Reminder to both competitors, even if it is not your turn fielding the questions, steal opportunities are allowed, and so please keep your hands where we can see them for the entire duration of round number 2. Lights Out Laura Kelly, you have a 2-point lead over the current champion of the world or the galaxy. Would you like to spin first or defer to your belted opponent?
I would like to go first.
Roger that.
All right, so now you have 60 seconds to talk to Kelly, starting now.
Well
Or
done.
Laura. That's fine. One of those.
What's your last name?
No, it's all good. I'm going by what, Jedi Master Marshall from now on. That's how we doing this. All right, look. First of all, beast mode. That's how you
martial
go. Right?
arts
Sometimes we get
master.
stupid questions that don't make no sense. And we miss those. We don't care about those because lightsaber colors change. All right, but you know what we do otherwise? We hit every other question. We know about Oscars. We know how to challenge. We roll like G's, and that's exactly what you did. You dress like a boss, and you know this, and you answer like a boss because you know all this. So let's spin this wheel, answer every question, and keep this going, girl. Ah! Sorry, stepdad had a little bit too much ice cream before the match.
Thank you. All right, here is the wheel, and here is the spin by the challenger.
No spinners an opponent's choice. Makes sense.
All right, and we'll make sure to get word from production just to be safe on what the final category that the Wheel of Destiny settles on. It does appear to be Rogue One.
Back to Rogue One. So 60 seconds, Laura, to decide if you want to stick with Rogue One.
Obviously, you're gonna know how you're feeling on the day.
She got the 2
I mean,
Rogue One
every time
questions
we've done
right.
this, you've been ace number 1. You know what I'm saying? Just like just lights out, as your name implies. So how are you feeling today?
You know, I like it. We kind of talked about what I wanted to avoid and
Right.
what I would be fine with, and I think that this works. Let's stick with it.
Let's go.
All right, Laura Kelly has chosen Rogue One, so she's going to get 5 questions in the realm of Rogue One. Laura, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here's question 1. In Rogue One, on what planet does the film begin?
Lamu.
Lamu.
It's correct. 2 points.
I love that movie, by the way.
Question 2.
It's my favorite of the Disney
In
movies.
Rogue One, what are Saw Gerrera's last words in the film?
Save the rebellion! Save the dream!
Save the rebellion, save the dream.
That is correct. All right. Question 3. What director has a cameo as the rebel soldier that pulls the lever that releases the Tantive 4 from the belly of the Admiral Radiss's ship?
That would be Gareth Edwards.
3 more points.
I was just about to say that.
Question 3. Question
Those
4.
round 2 questions are easier than the round 1 questions, and then they pull
Here you
this
go.
question out
Who
of
plays
somewhere.
Republic informant Tivik in Rogue One?
Tivik, right. I don't remember.
I gotta go multiple choice on that.
Is that A, Ben Daniels, B, Jordan Stevens, C, Daniel Mays, D, Nick Kellington?
I think it's Nick Ellington. I mean, it's either B or D for me, but I don't know the answer either way.
Let's go D.
D is incorrect. Andrew for the steal. Who plays Republic
Okay, I'm
informant
going to my
Tivik in
secondary
Rogue One? Is it
answer.
A, Ben Daniels,
Jordan
B, Jordan Stevens, C, Daniel Mays, D, Nick Kellington?
Daniel Mays.
That's correct for one more
Okay.
point.
Could be big.
Apparently they belong to you with
And
that.
now, Laura Kelly, here is your last question. What is the name of the popular gunner character affectionately dubbed the Space Monkey?
Piston! Piston the Space Monkey!
Bistan.
Piston
That is
the
correct
Space
for 2 more
Monkey!
points. So Laura Kelly only letting up 1 point, and it is
Ah,
a 17
Mark
to
loves
8
that
game.
question, doesn't
and
he?
now we're going to drop Laura Kelly out and bring in Corey
So
James.
Star Wars is only 4 questions?
Hey, man.
Not 5?
So we talked about this was either going to be a Demolanta Damon 1 or a Demolanta Damon 2. This is exactly as we talked about how this was going to go, but I have a weird thing to say. You may be down right now, but I think this is the best you've ever played because you used a JTE perfectly. You also did the thing we talked about. That replay usage was incredible.
No more pizza.
It is
Bummer.
right now about to be a more than tied game because you're about to get all these right. That steal was enormous. This is the scrap. This is Damon Demolanta 2. This is how we expected this to go, but you're actually playing more consciously. We know the trivia is there. Now the skill is also there. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Rough start. I mean, that's the way it was last match. But staying focused, keeping my eyes on the prize. I just really want to know how much time do we have?
You got about 17 seconds.
17 seconds. How is Galaxy's Edge? I haven't been yet.
Dude, it is life-changing. I get Star Wars now. Like, I actually understand your love of the fan. I was in a Star Wars. Like, I got to experience. I want to talk to you way more now. We got to actually talk about it.
I know, man. I've been in Orlando for so many years. I haven't gone yet.
Unbelievable. It changed my life. I mean, frankly.
All right, here's the wheel, and here is the spin.
These guys
All right,
love
so
to
make
talk.
sure we lock in something we're certain of, and we got 2 spins for a reason. Also, remember, slowly but surely, plank through this, and at the end of the day, this is an incredible showing of how much you know, and it's about to further, and I'm glad you went second. How you feeling?
Phantom
about that?
Menace, 60 seconds.
I might as well take it. There's a couple of things on here that are like just. So
I saw you get warmed up by knowing every single answer to hers, so if your gut feels good, let's go with it.
Let's go with it.
All right, so now Andrew DeMolanta will get 5 questions. 5 questions out of the Phantom Menace. Mark?
That's right. Although I was not verbally invited to Orlando to join Andrew and Coy, I felt invited, and so here are your 5 questions. In the world of the Phantom Menace for 2 points apiece, unless you need multiple choice. Your first one. In the Phantom Menace, Anakin made Padme a necklace to remember him by that he carved out of a what?
Japor snippet.
Yeah. 2 points for Andrew DeMolanta.
I didn't even get a chance to think about it.
He's 2 points closer to lights out Laura Kelly's lead. Your next question for 2 more points. According to Qui-Gon Jinn, what can be a very powerful ally?
Greed.
Greed.
Greed
That
can
doesn't sound
be a
like him, but that is
powerful
correct
ally.
for 2 more points.
All right, question 3.
Question 3 is, once again in the world of the Phantom Menace, what is the name of the Trade Federation landing ships that went from Sakak to Naboo?
The specific model or the name of the ship?
C-99-79 landing craft.
I'm assuming it's that one.
We're kidding with these, right? That's 2 more points, and that is correct. And Christian DeMolanta, perfect through 3. He has cut the lead of Lights Out to 3 points. He's got a chance to cut it to 1 with his penultimate question in the world of the Phantom Menace, and it is: what is the name of the Gungan band that helped celebrate the victory of the Battle of Naboo?
Let's go multiple choice.
That's a good question.
All right. Your 4 options for 1 point. Is it A, Augie and the Jazz Wailers, B, the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, C, the Great Municipal Band, or D, the Great Gungan Marching Band?
C?
C is correct for a huge point there. Christian, I didn't say Led Zeppelin in any of those, but he still got it correct. And now Andrew DeMolanta has a chance to tie the lead with his final question in round number 2 in the category of The Phantom Menace. Here it is. What behind-the-scenes mainstay Lucasfilm employee plays Bib Fortuna in The Phantom Menace?
Yikes.
Matthew Wood.
That is a 2-point answer, and we got
And
us a
the
tie ball game
tie!
at 17.
What a match already. Only after round 2, it is tied up. Andrew DeMolanta was down by 2, but now finds himself all tied up with the challenger. 17-17 as we get into the third round. It is the betting round.
The betting round works as thus. Buckle up your car seats and put the kids with the babysitter because we're heading to Vegas for one question. We're going to spin that wheel. It's tied, so technically it's going to be Andrew DeMolanta, the hunter, spin. Once it settles on a category, one question will be asked to the field of competitors. Before we ask that question, once you do see what the wheel has spun, you're going to place a wager. You may place up to 3 points. You don't have to bet any points. You can also wager 1 or 2. It's completely your option. If you get the ensuing question correct, you gain that many points. If you miss the question that follows, you lose that many points. You will be writing down this attempt at an answer, so you have 15 seconds to do so. Christian, it is the hunter who technically has the spin for the betting round. Will be the category the question emerges from, then they'll talk to their managers.
Looks like Return of the Jedi to me.
It is Return of the Jedi, the greatest Star Wars film ever told.
60 seconds. Corey, starting now.
Just like we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay, so I think we go with what we talk about, and also we need to acknowledge that you tied it up just like we talked about seconds ago. We also need to talk about the use of Kylo Ren, I think really exceptionally elevates Rise, because there's an element to it that really makes you feel like you understand the sequel trilogy more by immersing you in a newer universe. So the expansiveness really enhances the galaxy. So I really thought that plus the scope of the ride altogether made me understand why the zealous fandom. So when you come out here and we do with the belt parade around the entire arena of Batu, I'm very excited, and I feel like we know our number. We feel confident in it.
Yep.
All right.
Let's go with it.
Let's do it.
Now we're going to bring in Swag. Seconds.
Now, Laura, I know that you're very hungry, so I made you some pasta. So what would you like to have when you celebrate taking the belt away from Mr. DeMolanta?
Celebration.
Okay, which character
pasta.
was he trying to be? Because
What's
that ain't one.
on the menu?
I mean, I was thinking maybe linguine, but penne wouldn't be bad either.
Oh,
Yeah,
now I
I
get
think
what he's going for.
I think I'm gonna go with the penne.
Penne sounds very good. I will make you some marinara for it. Okay, take me out, Mr. Christian. I am done.
You're my friend, but thank God that's over. All right, so here we go. We got both the champion and the challenger in. On the count of 3, we're going to count down from 3 to 1. Please put your number in the private chat. Are you both ready to do so?
Yes.
Here we are. 3, 2, 1.
I'm
Great.
betting 1 point.
All right.
Because
so
I know
we
how
have
hard these questions
both
could
competitors have put in their number, Mark, and now we're going to get a question. Here we go. All right. In Return of the Jedi, how many scout troopers are guarding the secret back entrance to the generator before Wicket leads them away?
I saw you smiling there when I was asking that Phantom Menace question.
You're really, really good at this.
Making it family friendly.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Hands up. We're going to start with the champion. How many points?
3.
And you said?
4.
Laura, how many points?
3.
And you said?
4.
Both correct. 3 points. And the answer was
myself a
indeed
point
4.
now.
2020 as we get into the speed
2020,
round. It's
terrible
round number
year.
4, Mark.
There's lightning in the distance, and that because this round goes super fast. 60 seconds for each of you to
Force
be
lightning.
exact. That's why we call it the speed round. In that 60-second window, as many as 10 questions in the world of Star Wars will emerge. You can answer them as fast or as slow as you want. You get a point for every question you answer correctly. However, you will lose a point for every question you answer incorrectly. There is another option. If I ask a question, you're not sure of the answer, you can simply say pass, and we'll move on to the next question. Keep in mind, I will return to any questions that you initially said pass to, provided there is still time in the 60-second window. And because this is a virtual match, whoever is in the speed round first, the opposite competitor will be placed in another stream far, far away from this one, so they cannot hear or see any of the questions being asked. Once that speed round is complete, we'll switch places. The competitor who just had the speed round will go chill in the other stream, and we will complete the speed round as such. Christian, it is Andrew DeMolanta and Laura Kelly, the Hunter in Lights Out, tied, as many people probably could expect, at 20. So it is up to the Hunter. Sir, would you like to have your speed round first or defer to your opponent?
I'm going to go second.
All right, so we're going to bring Winston. Winston is here, and now, Winston, you have 60 seconds to talk to your competitor before she goes.
Okay. No voices, no shticks, just straight advice and how we roll. You are playing an incredible game. You are playing your game. You are killing it. And when we come to the speed round, we've done these practices before. The biggest thing is make sure that you are focused on the answer that's there. If you're feeling any sort of type of way, let it play in your head. Say pass, come back to it. You know what I'm saying? Keep that focus on if you can get it instantly, go for it. If you can't, give yourself that time to recall that information, okay? Feeling good?
Yep.
So this is one of those.
Penne, I'm in. Let's do it.
So like I said, this is one of those weird things that we've done this before. It's a mix of both taking your time and going at the same time. So find that balance and how to do that, okay?
I will.
All right,
You're a rock star. Go get him.
Laura Kelly, are you prepared to enter the speed round?
I'm ready.
Then lights out. Your speed round begins now. On what planet does Saw Gerrera die?
Jeddah.
Jeddah.
In how many films does the character Boba Fett appear?
Pass.
Angus McInnes plays which character in A New Hope?
Gold leader.
What is the name of the Imperial II Star Destroyer that deployed the probe droids?
Pass.
Who flies as Red 5 during the Battle of Endor?
Grizz Fricks.
Which bounty hunter watched the Bunta Eve Classic from Beggar's Canyon?
Aura
Singh.
In how many films does Yaddle appear on the Jedi Council?
1.
2.
No?
In The Force Awakens, how much does Unkar Plutt initially offer to pay for BB-8?
60 portions.
Who voiced Babu Frick in The Rise of Skywalker?
Shirley Henderson.
How many people have directed a live-action Star Wars movie?
Pass.
In how many films does the character Boba Fett appear?
3.
3.
What is the name of the Imperial II Star Destroyer that deployed the probe droids?
Time. Okay, that's time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you to Laura Kelly. All right, so Coy is now with Andrew DeMolanta, and you got 60 seconds starting now.
Okay, you were already a Jedi Master before you became a quirky merc, but we can both agree things have evolved even beyond that. Between me and you going into Damon and you round 1, I think you mastered the plank. I think you also learned how to enjoy the game. Now, what you've evolved most between 1 and 2 and today is you're really doing well with the replay. You're doing exceptionally versus that thing we talked about just today. I want you to focus on that in this speed round. If you don't know something, allow yourself to skip and come back. You are very good at finishing this in 30 seconds when you have 60. Use both plank and replay. You've mastered them both. Take your time, know how long that is, and make sure to use skips if you need them. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Just again planking and replaying like we've discussed before, and just can't. Just trying to stay focused and not let what happened in the past rounds, I should say, affect what.
You master a new skill every time, and you've mastered those first rounds. And I'm glad you took a moment, recalibrated. You're gonna own this. I have no doubt in my mind, dude. I'm so impressed. Honestly, this is the best I've seen you play.
Okay. All right, Andrew. Then with that, we are good to go. Are you ready for the speed round?
Yes.
The Hunter, your speed round begins now. On what planet does Saw Gerrera die?
Jeddah.
Jeddah.
In how many films does the character Boba Fett appear?
4. We discussed
Pass.
this.
Angus McInnes plays which character in A New Hope?
John Dutch Vander.
What is the name of the Imperial 2 Star Destroyer that helped deploy the probe droids?
The Stalker.
Who flies as Red 5 during the Battle of Endor?
Grizz Frex.
Which bounty hunter watched the Bunta Eve Classic from Beggar's Canyon?
Or Sing.
Or Sing.
In how many films does Yaddle appear on the Jedi Council?
I said
1.
In The Force Awakens, how much does Unkar Plot initially offer to pay for BB-8?
60
portions.
Who voiced Babu Frick in The Rise of Skywalker?
Shirley Henderson.
How many people have directed live-action Star Wars movies?
Pass.
Pass.
In how many films does the character Boba Fett appear?
4.
4.
How many people have directed live-action Star Wars movies?
Time. I am going to go over both competitors' speed rounds on what they got right and what they got wrong. We're going to start with the champion. First question, Jeddah was correct. He answered correct. Second, 4. How many? Boba Fett, correct. Gold leader for Angus, correct. You got the question 4 wrong. The name of the ship was Avenger. You got that wrong for the Star Destroyer that deployed the probe droids. And he got Grizz Fricks correct. Aura Singh correct. How many films does Yaddle appear on Jedi Council? 1. He got that correct. In The Force Awakens, how much does Unkar Platt initially offer to pay BB-8 plus 1? He got that right for 60. 60. And Shirley Henderson, he got correct. He passed on question 10. So at the end of his round, 27 points for the champion. For the challenger, Jeddah was correct. She answered incorrectly on Boba Fett, -1 on that one. Gold leader was correct. Passed on the Avenger. Grizz Fricks, correct. Aura Singh, correct. She said Yaddle, she said 2. I was incorrect. 60 was correct for Unkar Platt. Shirley Henderson was correct. Passed on the last one. So Laura Kelly has 24. So at the end of the round, the champion with 27, the challenger with 24. So the champion has a 3-point lead going into round number 5. All right.
There are
no challenges in the speed round.
No challenges? Are you sure?
No challenges in the speed round.
Okay, that's fine.
So here is the 5th
I'm on
and
13,
final
by the
round.
way, if anyone was asking.
Here is Mark. Go ahead.
And the answer was 7 for how many directors have done a live-action Star Wars movie. Round number 5, this is the round that will determine the match. Unless we go to sudden death overtime, don't worry, we're prepared for that eventuality. In the meantime, this is round 5. It works like a normal round 3, except the stakes are much higher because a belt is on the line. What we need from each competitor is a series of numbers. These numbers correspond to a unique category of Star Wars movie trivia Schmoedown mystery. Your first question that we get from those numbers are 2 points. Your second question, 3 points. Final one, 5 big points. Your numerals that you choose may range from 1 to 20. Again, we need 3 from each of you. There is no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing in round number 5. Andrew the Hunter Demolanta, you had a speed round netting 7 points total, and so you have a 3-point lead over Lights Out Laura Kelly. You have the right to give us your 3 lucky numbers first, from 1 to 20. What feels destined?
Let's go 369.
369 for the champion and for the challenger.
I will do 5, 16, and 18.
5, 16, and 18 for the challenger. All right, 60 seconds starting now.
We're ahead, but just like every other Star Wars we've ever done together, the points don't matter till the end. Up until this is over, it's whose line is it anyway. We're just going to keep soldiering on. You're going to get all of these correct. How's your headspace, man? I'm loving how you're playing.
This is a rough one, man. I mean, they're throwing stuff at us that is just out of this world. I mean, hats off to the writers of this one. But staying focused, trying not to let myself get in my head. The only thing allowed in my head are Star Wars answers. So relaxing.
I accept your pun. I also would argue that everything has been a 5-pointer, so it's only going to be 5-pointers going forward. So if you've gotten this many 5-pointers, I want you to have that confidence. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I see the wheels turning, and I know you got all these 5-pointers. So the 2, the 3, and the 5, we're going to count them all as 5s because you know 5s, bro. Okay, I want you to have that confidence I know you have.
All right, thank you to the Mercs. All right, 60-second Winston starting now.
Hey, speed round's gone. We're done with that. It's time to do this final round. It's time for us to crown the queen. All right? So I can't speak beyond, I can't put into words. I'm clearly struggling right now, how proud I am of you and everything you've done so far. I've watched every time we've gotten to this final round in our practices. I've seen in matches. You are an absolute monster. You are unstoppable. So now's this time to focus in, focus up, tap into both the light and the dark side of the Force here. Tap into all of the power that is at your disposal and handle business.
20 seconds.
This is your day, Laura. It is nobody else's day but yours. You got this, girl.
May the Force be
Hunting
with you.
season's over. Let's do it.
All right. All right, so our competitors are here. And now we are going to start with Laura Kelly. Laura Kelly needs to hit her three-pointer in order to either jump it back or to tie it, should she miss the two. But here is the 2-point question mark. She chose category 5. That puts her in the land of droids.
That's right, droids. Do you trust them? I'm not sure I do, but they are the subject of a 2-point question now. This could pull you to within 1 of the hunter's lead, Laura.
Don't serve
and your
your
question
kind.
in the category of droids. In Solo: A Star Wars Story, what's the name of Lando's co-pilot droid?
L3.
L337.
That's a 2-pointer.
Wow,
and that's
I
also
actually
correct.
got that
She's
right.
now within 1 of
I know
Demolante's lead.
L3,
She
but
has
L3,
to hit this in order to
that's a-
bounce it back to
that's a
Andrew
tough
Demolante,
one.
so he has to start answering questions. She chose category 16. Category 16, and now that is The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, Laura, this is for the lead. To avoid a TKO at the hands of the hunter, your question. In The Empire Strikes Back, when Han tells Leia he's leaving on Hoth, where does he say they ran into a bounty hunter that changed his mind about staying?
Ord Mantell.
Ord Mantell.
That he did, and with that, we have a new leader at the top
I
of the
knew
board.
that
It lets out
one.
Laura Kelly, 29,
Well, that
Andrew
bounty hunter we ran
Demolante,
out,
the
Ord
hunter,
Mantell, really
27,
changed
and now
my
Christian,
mind.
he's hunting for a tied ball game.
All right, so Andrew Demolante now has to tie the game here with his 2-point question, and he has Rogue One for category 3.
That's right. Hearing a lot about that movie in this match, and I'm a fan of it. So here's your 2-point question. To tie the lead of Lights Out, Andrew, who composed the score for Rogue One?
Michael Giacchino.
Michael Giacchino, yeah.
I never know if it's Kino or Chino, but it's correct either way, and that is 2 points. It is 29 all.
All right, so we're going to stick with Andrew Demolante, who's going to try to take a 3-point lead here should he hit this question. He chose category 6. Category 6 is going to have Who Said It.
Who said it? These are Star Wars quotes and Star Wars quotables. For a 3-point lead and to force Lights Out to hit her 5-pointer, Andrew, here's the question. Which original trilogy character says, "I think we've got something, sir. The report is only a fragment from a probe droid in the Hoth system, but it's the best lead we have"?
Admiral Piet.
Piet again.
Is correct for 3 points, and Christian, that puts him on top by 3.
It does. So here's where we stand
just said
at
Piet.
the moment.
I
Andrew
think
Demolante
that's worthy
up
of a challenge.
32 to 29. So Laura Kelly needs to hit it. She hits it,
you got the name
bounces
right,
it back to Andrew and forces him to try to win it with the 5. However, if she misses her 5-point question, Andrew Demolante will defend the Star Wars Championship. Laura Kelly, she chose category 18 for her 5-point question mark, and that is The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens, Episode 7, the one that brought us all back to a galaxy far, far away, and now it's the subject of your 5-pointer for the lead. Lights Out, Laura Kelly, your question is, in The Force Awakens, while on board the TIE Fighter, Poe tells Finn to use the toggle on the left switch between missiles, cannons, and what else?
Mag pulses.
That is correct, and it is now up to Andrew the Hunter Demolante. Christian, it all comes down to this 5-pointer he's got to have.
So we are now at the 5-point question. Andrew Demolante with the 5-point question. If he hits it, he is still the champion. However, if he misses, Laura Kelly will be the new Star Wars champion. All right. Here is the 5-point question mark. It is category.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have two repeats, correct?
You have 2 repeats left. Yes, you do.
Okay.
So here it is, Mark. He chose category 9. Category 9, vehicles, weapons, and technology.
Damn it! Why is it
All
trying
those
to be
cool
the
toys in the
5-pointer
galaxy
for this
far, far
category?
away. Vehicles, weapons, and technology, Andrew, is all that stands between you and keeping that belt right where it currently rests. Your 5-point question: to retain the belt as the Star Wars champion of the world. In Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, name the 2 pilots of the Radiant 7. We need the first and last name.
Maui Madikor and Antidar Williams.
And your winner! And still movie trivia Schmoedown! Star Wars champion of the world! Andrew the Hunter! This time, Andrew hits the 5-pointer. He hits the 5-point question, and he remains the champion. It was down to that 5, just like it was all those years ago. But this time,
repeating itself. Oh my
the
God!
champion is defending for a second time. For a second time, he is still the Star Wars champion, defeating Laura Lights Out Kelly. What a match it was! 37-34. Big 8 points there to the Mercs. Congratulations, gentlemen, and we'll see you in just a moment. What a match it was, Mark.
Wow.
How poetic
I
would
mean,
it be
just
if
when
the
you think
Mercs
these things
win
can't get
this
any more
season after
intense, and
starting
you
in
think
a
you might have an
-1?
easy one of these days for the championship belt, I don't think you and I are ever going to have one of those just nice, relaxing Star Wars championship matches, and we don't want it any other way because it brings out the best in us, certainly the competitors, the managers, and you, the fans. What a treat for everyone in the Schmoedown community. Andrew, the Hunter Demolanta, fends off the mightiest of challenges from Laura Lights Out Kelly. She didn't win, but she
one
should still
victory down,
feel free to pop some
2
champagne
still
because
to
she
come.
played up to her namesake, and Andrew Demolanta, once again, worthy of the belt. That poor desk, Christian, I don't know if it can take much more of Andrew's fist going through it.
I don't know, but this is another defense. He's got 2 defenses already this year. He is looking. He wants to tie Alex Damon's record. Alex Damon had 4. Well, he's not 2. He's 2 away, and he's only 5 or 6 months into the season. And he's 2 away from tying Alex Damon's record. So, and he's going to have an opportunity once again because he's right around the corner. He's going to defend that belt now against Thomas Harper. So this is the champion is earning it. He is playing tremendously this season, and he does a big thing here today as he comes back. It's all about that speed round, but we're going to hear all about it because the champion is standing by with Jen Sturger, both he and Kojic.
Oh, guys, if that desk was from IKEA, it would already be broken by
now. and it's actually on stands, too, so I'm surprised.
That's more of a testament to your handiwork.
Hashtag I'm sorry, Desica. We've named her Desica.
Desica!
Oh, well, congratulations on a well-fought victory.
Desica is the real MVP of this
get
match.
old hearing your name announced and still.
It's nice to hear. I mean, that was a rough one.
Old.
Like, hats off to Laura for making me work for it because there were some questions in there that like threw me for some loops in there. So it's nice to keep holding on to the belt, obviously, but it doesn't get any easier, as Christian said.
And with a competitor like Laura Kelly, one that you've already obviously been defeated by once, was that lurking in the back of your mind at all? Now you can say it now. Okay?
I mean, if you could look at my reaction, I wish I had a better poker face, but I was really excited to get this win because, like, you know, I hate losing, and like I'm really competitive. I get salty when I lose, and the last time we went up against each other, she's probably like, "What a jerk! He's so mean." But but yeah, it feels good to one up on somebody that one up on you because, you know, competitive juices in me it just feels that way.
I mean, when it came down to was the speed round, do you feel like having been through it a couple of times now in these type of high pressure circumstances that really played in your favor?
Sometimes, yeah, but in this case, yeah, because there, again, like I said, there was a couple that threw me for a couple loops. There's 1 or 2 in the speed round that I was like, I was kind of nervous about, but this is a messy, scrappy match for both of us because like I really like seeing matches like this in the Star Wars division, especially the back and forth. It feels more like the Schmoedown, not like who's gonna trip in a marathon, but yeah, it's the experience should outrank anything, as one Star Wars character says. But I don't like to let that get to my head because it's very easy to get complacent when you have the belt sitting next to you every single day. And I felt like I did get a little complacent in this one. I felt a little too relaxed. I gotta hit the books a little harder for the next one because, everybody's coming for it.
Coy, let's talk about the impact Demolante has had for the Mercs. Obviously, picking up those 8 points tonight, but let's see. You won and defended the title twice now, so that's what, 23 points? I'm bad at math. Sorry.
I'm not good at math either. Don't worry about it.
16, 23 sounds right to me, and I gotta say it's because of how well we work together. Not only does he know the information, but every time we play, it's a very different game. And we predicted this one would be the closest to Demolante Damon 2, but we also had to adjust strategy multiple times in the game. 60 seconds is not that much time to give a full, hey, recalibrate, restructure. And he took all of my notes, both cryptic and linear. We got to talk about Rise, which we're going to do much more now that the stress is down. It's incredible. But it was actually, every single thing we did was tactics we talked about before, as well as our shorthand, which has only evolved with these things. So I don't think I would be as good of a manager of a champion if he wasn't so receptive and if he wasn't so good at the game as well as the knowledge. And I really think we work well together. That's why we have these 3 wins, because there is an inherent trust in the other, and it changed with every round again.
So, listen, you don't really get to sit around and enjoy this win very long.
No.
It's a little bit different now. Like you said, like you were saying before the match even started, it's just that it's an entirely different division than it was when you initially joined the league. And so let's talk about it. Major Thomas Harper, he's next. He won the first Star Wars tourney of this year. And let's face it, he's been hyped for a while now. Are you watching this at all and getting a little sweaty, or...
I mean, if anybody can't watch that last tournament, can't watch these past any Star Wars matches and not be nervous when you go up against somebody in a Star Wars match, you're dumb. I mean, if you don't come in that thinking that way, you're gonna lose. So you have to be prepared for anybody. You can't underestimate anybody. And Thomas is just killing it. And there is a little beef between us. He got drafted before me. I mean, a little bit of beef, but not a lot.
I did what I could.
But it's well-deserved hype, well-deserved just clout behind him because he's Dragon Con winner so many times, and look what he did in the tournament, beating Ace and Gold Leader and our guy Eric Whiteley. So
forget being Dragon Con guy. He might be a droid at this point, right?
I'm not sure he's human. The way he answers his character work and his ness is very intimidatingly robotic. And I don't trust droids, as we learned today, not to. So frankly, I don't know how it's going to go. But there is, we don't have revenge. Jedi don't. They changed the title for a reason. We return. So it's not revenge we're seeking out because he beat Whiteley, but we will return and take him down. I have full faith in Demolante. It's happening.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic victory today. Best of luck on the upcoming rest of the season.
Got a lot of homework.
Laura's so sweaty, these palms.
Laura.
Before we leave, that was insane. I've watched so many different
Laura.
Matches, but there was nothing to prepare for that except for what we did. But and I hate beating Winston, but I love having the belt. So one of them had to win.
Say what you will. Yeah, say what you will. But like Laura and I came to lead together, so we have that special kind of bond. But like she's such an amazing competitor, and I love seeing especially female competitors not only in the Schmoedown but in the special divisions like Star Wars. So hats off to her for an incredible match.
Well, congratulations again, gentlemen, and I'll see you again soon.
Classy words from a classy competitor, and obviously all the respect in the world goes to Laura Kelly from Andrew Demolante, as she has defeated him once and then pushed him to the limit here, forcing him to hit that 5 to retain the championship. But he does it. He was just that quicker, and was able to those two questions in the speed round that gave him that swing. But he winds up winning the match here today, taking the victory, and starting off a good start for the Mercs. That's a big 8 points, and the Mercs needed that, Mark, today.
Yeah, and you can really tell the confidence level of a Star Wars competitor during that betting round where I don't even know if Christian got to 1 when he had to count for them to put how many points they're going to bet in private chat. It's 3. Yep. And you just know that they're just so confident in themselves and their ability to answer Star Wars questions, whether it's on the fly in a speed round or when they have a little bit of time to think about it and write down the answer. These are 2 lights out competitors. Demolanta getting the win and retaining the belt today, but Laura Kelly making yet another statement that she is one of the best we've ever seen in the world of Star Wars Schmoedown competition. And so now for an interview with her and her manager of Team Swag, Winston Marshall, we turn it back over to the great Jen Sturgeon.
Sorry, guys. I always hate doing the second interview because I like to be the one to be able to give hugs in studio and pep talks. But it has to hurt, especially today, Laura, because you know you can defeat him. And today you just came up short.
Yeah, I mean, I know I can defeat him because I've done it before, and I will do it again. I'm hell bent on it. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But all in all, I'm fairly pleased with how this went, to be honest.
Winston?
There isn't a competitor like Laura Kelly in the Schmoedown. This woman is an absolute monster. The knowledge that she knows, the grace in which she carries herself through all of these moments, the willingness to help others, what she was doing to help Ace and even be there for Chandru as he's been preparing. Laura Kelly is one of a kind. And it's one of those things that this really hurts because I've gotten this opportunity to meet a phenomenal woman that I call one of my dear friends. And so to be so close, it hurts, but I remain so proud of her. And I know that it's only a matter of time before we come right back and we take what is rightfully ours, because Laura has proven that she is a champion, that she is the queen of the Star Wars division, and you will all bow down, period.
Laura, it was a tough match today, but I feel like you had it underhand until you got to the speed round. So walk me through your head, what was going through your mind that round?
I'd done a decent amount of practice and I felt pretty good about it going into it. But I mean, that for me was the biggest, it was always going to be the biggest challenge. It was the biggest challenge in the last title match that I played. And even in this different format, it was still a huge challenge. I mean, you talk about the strategies that I had sort of had in mind came in handy, but they can only come in handy to some extent when the questions are as hard as they are and when you have to stop and think as much as you do. That was a really challenging speed question. So yeah, I agree with Andrew and hats off to the writers, but also damn you. Yeah.
Damn you all the hell!
It sucks, but it's just, going to be all about practice. And honestly, the last time I played in a title match, that was the third match that I had ever played, ever. And in a way, I sort of felt like I hadn't earned my spot there yet. I didn't feel like I deserved to be there.
Did this match feel like you kicked that imposter syndrome, though?
Yeah. I mean, that was the first time I'd had that in the gameplay, and that was the last time I had it in the gameplay. I haven't had it since, but I feel like this time I feel like I earned my spot here. I deserve to be here. I got to that place in my mind, and that was really important. And I was really unhappy with how the result ended in my last title match. I'm much happier with how this played. My last title match, I missed the betting question, which just sucked, and today I hit it, so I'm at least proud of that, even if the speed round didn't end up going my way.
Winston, you're kind of in a similar position now like Kaiser is in IG. The second Star Wars tourney is only 8 players, 1 person per faction. You have Ace, you have Laura, Any thought on who's going in yet?
Battle to the death. Just battle to the death. That's how we're going to do it. I'll get them both in one room. I'll get 2 real lightsabers. y'all just fight.
I mean,
that's
my
it.
money-
That's,
my
that's how we
money's
solve
on
that problem.
Laura, but I
Nobody's
think
feelings are hurt
Ace
because
is
the
a
best
little
will be
bit more
alive. There you
agile,
go.
so
I don't know
I
what's
don't
scaring me more, this
I don't
suggestion
know
or
who
the
to
fact
bet
that
on.
Laura's nodding in agreement. So
I guarantee you, Ace, who's watching this as well right now, is like, yeah, I'm down. Like, I'm so here for this.
I don't know.
Like,
Ace,
what do you
Ace
want?
does- Ace
Y'all
works
want like
out a lot.
like
I think he
wind
wins
tunnel
this.
guns that mimic telekinesis with the Force? Like, what do you want? Like, we can make this the most real death battle ever. I'm so here for it.
Yeah, I'm down.
I don't think we have that kind of insurance here, but maybe a swag playoff. How about that?
A swag
It's something
off.
I've thought about. We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to see.
Doesn't sound quite violent enough, honestly.
How about
Well,
every
that's
time
the
you get a
corruption
question wrong, I
in
get
her
to cut off like a pinky or like a toe or something like that.
That I think that works. Yeah.
No,
Cool.
I don't.
You don't have to
You
watch,
have
Jen.
20.
You can just close your eyes. Send Jessica. Jessica can handle it. She can do the interviews for it, and then we'll handle our thing in swag. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, sure. I'll see what her schedule's like. All right.
Cool.
Wait,
Tough loss today, Laura.
wouldn't
But
that be
always a pleasure
derby,
watching you
not
play.
a playoff.
It's
I
got
don't know
some real
sports, so I
It's
don't
got
know.
some
I'm just
major
legit
Rachel
asking.
Cushing essence to it, you know, with a lot of Star Wars knowledge behind it. And I just, like I said, tough loss for you today, but I'm so thrilled to have someone like you representing us in the Schmoedown, specifically in Star Wars.
Thanks, Jen. It's always nice to talk to you. And for the record, Andrew, I did think you were a jerk the last time we played, so good job.
Okay, I was trying to end that on a high note. All right.
Savage!
Shots fired there by Laura Lights Out Kelly. Little shades of corruption there, taking a shot at the champion, but nonetheless, Andrew DiMolanta wins 37-34. He defends the championship successfully. That is big for the Mercs and a good start here, but we ain't done by a long shot, partner. This is the digital side of things. Now we're going to go to the in-studio portion of the show. Back to in-studio. Yeah, we're there. Yeah, Jen Sturger's there. You want me to prove that Jen Sturger's there? Fine. Jen, take it away.
All right, Schmoedown Nation. I'm here with the guy that needs literally a guy that needs no introduction. You see what I did there? Andrew, it's so good to see you. I gotta hug this out. Oh, good to see you too. Oh, it felt so good. You've been working out. Anyways,
Well, Mark's been working
it's
on pretty
obviously
hard.
been so great seeing you behind the desk this season. What's that transition been like for you?
I gotta
know
admit
what?
I was a little reluctant at the beginning. It seemed like Ben and
No,
I had
I appreciated these segments, but I think I'll just pause it right there. I only answered 16 questions right. I don't know how well that translates to points, because I did get Laura's 2 and 3 pointer, and I got a couple of questions in round 2, which were 2 points. I don't know how that translates to points, but I don't care. 16 questions right. It's a pretty good day at the office for me, considering that this is a championship level match. And I usually tend to do around the same number in regular Star Wars trivia. Somewhere between 10 to 13-ish. But, yeah, 16 points in a match like this. I mean, I still have a bunch of stuff to catch up on. I really need to improve if I want to play in Star Wars, but I think for someone who currently isn't actively studying Star Wars, I think 16 points is great. But I'm not the main attraction here. Who cares about me? The Eraser clearly doesn't. Kelly and DiMolanta, what a great match. This didn't go exactly as I thought it would. I said it before. I honestly felt like Kelly had it. I thought Kelly was going to take the belt away from DiMolanta. And fortunately, the Quirky Mercs get themselves a nice, shiny 8 points to the faction standings. And I could not be more elated about it. And like I said earlier, 8 points down, 22 more to go. Math, am I right? Anyways, my pizza's done. And yeah, great. It's great to see the Mercs win. It's great to see the excitement on DiMolanta's face. Kind of stings seeing Laura Kelly lose, but I mean, if she had to lose to anyone, might as well lose to the guy that beat Damon twice. So she's got nothing to hang her head on, and yeah, I can't wait to see Thomas Harper versus Demolanto. That's going to be another one for the books. The Star Wars division is so great this season. Yeah, last year was a major improvement to that division. This year, though, I think this year feels like the year of the Star Wars division, and I'm all for it. So, anyways, I'll just leave it right here. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna end the recording right here now, and from what I'm seeing in the live chat, people are already in the Kevin Smith versus Marisol McKee match. So, yeah, I gotta work my way through the Amaru Moses and Saul match, and I will be right back here with you all. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.